Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about my SPYDERCO collection. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. I have quite an extensive SPYDERCO collection. I've been collecting SPYDERCOs for quite some time, so bear with me. It's going to be a very long video, so grab a beer, get some popcorn, some chips, whatever it is you do to snack. There are a lot on this table and I'm going to bring it down in a second, but before I do that, I just want to let you know that I am an Amazon affiliate, and what I need from you is to click on some of the links down below if you're going to go shopping for some of these knives. I think I get like 2 cents on the dollar every time you purchase something from Amazon. It really helps the channel, okay? Also, if you look for a fixed blade knife, go to 3 River Blades, 3riverblades.com. That's where I make all my fixed blade knives, and if you look back into the videos, you can see all the great stuff that I'm making up there. We also have a rescue axe if you're into that kind of thing. Also, become a Patreon member. All the videos, including this one, will be uploaded early. So if you're somebody that likes to binge watch a lot of videos, then you don't have to wait for every Sunday at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to watch this video. You can just go straight to Patreon and just watch all of them, and now you're ahead of the curve and you're all caught up, good to go. Lastly, merchandise. I have a Teespring. If you click down below, you'll see all the Teespring merch. So if you want hoodies, sweatshirts, t-shirts, cups, mugs, that kind of thing, we have all that stuff up there, so you pick and choose what you like. Alright guys, this is a very long video, so I'm going to cut and I'm going to bring it right down so you can see all the stuff that I have laid out on this table. Alright guys, like I said, I'm not going to get too into it with all the different blade steels and the sizes and all that stuff. There's just too many blades to go through right here. I'm just going to show you what I have, and I'll put the links down below. If you're interested, you can look up that blade for yourself. So what I got right here is the SPYDERCO slip joint folders. I don't know if you can find these anymore, but this came in a pack. Really cool. I got it a long time ago. It's the bug, the honeybee, and the grasshopper. It came in a set. If you can find this, let me know. So very, very small. They do not lock, so that's kind of cool. Appreciate that. And then we'll start at the top. So this is my paramilitary. This is one of the original versions. Really nice design. It does have a liner lock. All right, very large blade, and it does have that grippy G10 with the camo pattern. Blacked out blade, super, super nice. All right. I have a couple of paramilitary 2s. This is what they call the blurple, so nice G10 compression lock, 4-way clip design. This one happens to be at a CPM S110V, and then this is one with the camo pattern, again, compression lock. So this one I had first, and this is my second one. I think paramilitary 2 is probably the size that I would go with most of all. And again, the compression lock is very, very cool, very sufficient, and very gadgety. I do have some paramilitary 3s, all right, again with the camo pattern. So if you were somebody that likes camo, I have all 3 now. And just recently, SPYDERCO came out with like an FRN style with this nice clip. All right, the clip is very thin. A lot of people like the lightweight stuff, and again, this also has the compression lock, so that's really cool, very flippy. Manix 2 XL. The Manix 2 is a very, very large blade, really nice, fits in the hand. This is what you would call like a workhorse or maybe a military style. The blade length is 4 inches, overall is about almost 9 inches. It does have this ball bearing lock release. It's a little bit different, so you have to pull back on both sides to release it. But again, the spring into action is really nice. So these come in CPM S30V. They're about a $200 knife, and they are quite large. I also have one in black because I like the color and I like the style. It does have a pocket clip, left or right, but up only. And this one was a Manix 2 XL, where I kind of screwed up the sharpening and I sent it back to SPYDERCO, and SPYDERCO was kind enough to regrind it for me. Just to give you guys kind of an idea, they just reprofiled it for me, and I thought that was kind of neat. It does look like it, and it's a really good knife. So they really saved me, because SPYDERCO does not replace the blades, unfortunately. They don't do that kind of work. So you would have to buy a new one or replace it or ask for the sharp. They're regrinding and they did a pretty decent job. I also have a couple of other regular Manix 2s. Regular Manix 2s, this one is kind of unique because it has a hollow grind. Typically the Manix 2 XLs are flat ground. Just want to give you an idea what that looks like, and it is powder coated or black coated, which is kind of nice. CPM S30V. And here's another one where I got with this blue GRN or GFRN, whatever. It's really, really lightweight, and I do like the pocket clip because it looks like a paper clip. Super lightweight compared to these others. These others are like a G10 with a liner, so you can significantly different type of weight. You can feel it here. Large lanyard hole in the back, that's really typical. So the Manix 2 and the Manix 2 XL are outstanding blades. You really can't go wrong with those. Alright guys, the next two I'm going to talk about is the Native. The Native, again, FRN scales, really nice. This happens to be in a darker blue. 4-way position clip. This is CPM S110V. Really nice, lightweight kind of blade. I also got one in yellow because I like the Native. This happens to be, let's see if it doesn't tell me the blade steel, but it's more of that high contrast yellow. So the Natives are very, very popular. I think you're looking at like $120 per knife. Really decent size, and you really can't beat it. So I'm a big fan of that. It does have the groove under here, so if you wanted to grab up on that finger choil, you definitely can. So this is the Native. Big fan of them, and I would highly recommend them. The Andorra. The Andorra is a little bit larger. It looks like the bigger brother. Again, all color options are available, so as you can see right there. So this is the Delica, this is the Andorra. Lightweight. I like it because it's a little bit larger. Nice, you're able to get your hand on there. Again, 4-pocket, flat grind, VG10. I have one in purple. I have one in orange. I have one in blue. I probably should get the rest of them. There's about 8 or 10 colors that you can get these things in, and you would not be wrong if you wanted to collect them. However, you're looking at $95 per, but they are great knives and they are very lightweight. All right, the next one I want to talk about is my Police. This is the SPYDERCO Police. This is the newest version. Again, with that FRN 4-pocket style clip. As you can see, I do EDC this blade quite a bit. It does need to be sharpened. I mean, this blade is awesome, especially for its size. This is over 4 inches long, 4-inch handle. And again, you know how I feel about that 4-inch blade steel. I do like that you can carry it. It's lightweight, and it just, oh, there it is. It's awesome. VG10 flat grind. The original Police, I have one of those. A little bit more heavy, a little bit more stylish, if you will. All stainless steel construction. It has a flat grind, and it does have a swedge on top. I would not carry this one just because of the weight and the collectability. Seki City, Japan. But you really can't go wrong with the new SPYDERCO Polices. I think they're worth their weight in gold, especially for the size that you're getting, and you don't have to worry about messing it up because they are relatively cheap, a lot cheaper than this one, that's for sure. Alright guys, the next couple ones I have are rescue blades. This happens to be the Assist. So what's cool about this, it also comes in orange, so if you wanted a high vis, you can. This is like a multitask type of knife. So you have the lock in the back. You do have this very, very large pronounced thumb placement, so you can put that in there. Also, you notice how most of this is serrated and you do have a flat edge. There is no front end on this, okay? So you can't stab somebody by accident. This is a rescue tool. A couple things that are cool about this is that if you close it, you can actually see when you press on it, it actually has the window breaker does push out. So it's not always exposed, which I like because you can keep it in your pocket. It does have that nice paper clip type of style, FRN scales. It also has a whistle. I don't know if you see this orange part, it's kind of cool. So very high-end whistle. Also, I was told that if you wanted to cut rope, you can actually put a piece of rope in here and then press down and it would cut it. Probably more going to be used for cigars, but again, hey, that is the that is the Assist. The SPYDERCO Assist, and it is made out of VG10 steel, so that's really cool. Seki City, Japan, all in black, but again, I would almost get it in orange. Another rescue knife, this is called the Rescue 3. It's a little bit more simpler design. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles as the other one, but I have carried this quite a bit and I do like it, especially because you don't have to worry about cutting anybody. If you need to cut somebody out of a vehicle or cut their clothes off, you wouldn't have to worry about it. Everything is serrated, and it's a really lightweight blade. It is hollow grind with serration, and it's a VG10. Again, pocket clip, 4 position. So really nice, 2 really nice rescue blades. You really can't go wrong with those. All right, guys, the next one is the Homimbo. All right, this is the Homimbo folder, Warncliffe style. This one is a CPM S30V. This is more of a combat knife. Now, if you don't know the Homimbo, or I think this is the 2, they do have a fixed blade version of this, which is primarily what it was designed for. It is a whole big thing on the gentleman that created this knife. I think it's a pretty decent knife. And if you are somebody into martial kind of blade fighting, this is a really deadly knife. It's really good to go. You do have this large hollow grind on both sides. It is small enough that you can pocket it. It has a 4-way clip, so if you wanted to change it, you could. Fast deployment, and it does have a compression lock. They come in different styles and different colors. They have black on black, so if you don't want the satin finish, you can get it in black as well. This happens to have the G10. I also have one that was kind of a specialty, which was a black finish with tan scales, again G10, same thing, really nice. This one you probably have to find on a secondary market. I don't know if they sell these anymore. Again, you're looking at about $200 per, all right? So they're not cheap. SPYDERCO has never been cheap, but they really do make nice blades, especially for self-protection. All right, guys, here's another rescue knife. I didn't really know who made it. I had to look it up. This is a Jason Breeden Rescue. It has that nice sheep's foot design, so you don't have to worry about hurting yourself or hurting somebody else. 4-way clip point. You can actually see where it has his initials in there. Again, really nice hollow grind, so, and no point on the knife, for obvious reasons. Really comfortable in the hand, jimping on the spine, and again, grippy G10, 4-way clip position. All right, it is a liner lock, no longer in production, but if you can find one, good on you. All right, guys, this is going to be the SPYDERCO Resilience. So this is the cheaper line, and you're gonna see I have quite a few of the cheaper lines. They usually run around $60, so instead of that $200 price mark for all the other high-end steels and SPYDERCOs, these are gonna run a little cheaper. They are made in China. Most of them are made from 8CRMOV. This is a budget item, but it's excellent because you're getting 4.2 inch blade, 4-inch handle. These are all going to be liner locks, 4-point pocket clip configuration. But again, if you're looking for a beater knife, they also make the Bird, I believe, also cheaper than this, but I do like this line. Again, this one is called the Resilience. I did EDC this quite some time. It is a little bit heavier because it has a liner and it has G10 on top of it. But again, for 60 bucks, you're not going to beat a blade this size. All right, the next one is actually my Tenacious. I think everybody starts out with a SPYDERCO Tenacious. I think I sharpened this about 1,000 times. So it is a little bit of a beater knife. And I did change the pocket clip to a tip-up configuration because that's the way I like to roll. 4 points of connection for all the clips. So you decide left, right, tip up, tip down. You can see it's actually not very centered because I beat the hell out of this knife. But again, that's what it's for. You're only paying $50, $60 for Tenacious. They did step up the product line, which was really nice. So I also have one in tan and black. So tan and black blade, that's really nice. I also have one black and black blade. So again, with the color options that are available, they are or can be collectible, and you're really not spending that much money. All of them are going to be made out of 8CR13 MOV with a flat grind. But again, if you're a collector and you don't want to spend too much money, this might be the way to go. I think they make a decent product. This one is actually centered. Let's see if this one's centered. It's a little bit off, but okay, fine. But again, for a Spyderco version or a Spyderco knife that doesn't use one of the premium steels, you're really not going to go wrong with a Tenacious. Again, you're only getting a 3.3 inch blade, and it will do all the cutting tasks that you need all of this to do. Alright guys, so the next three knives are again part of that product line. Again, I just want to show you that this is the Tenacious, just give you an idea of what that looks like. This one is called the Efficient. It's just slightly smaller than the Tenacious. I don't know if you want to be any smaller, but you can see the blade length is a little bit smaller. So this one's running in at about 3 inches. This is a little bit smaller, and again, it has a different color on it, so you decide if you like that. That's completely up to you. A little bit more pocket sized, and again, flat grind, same steel, 8CR MOV, 4 positions, and again, another liner lock. So if you want to go smaller, you can even go smaller or have a little bit more style. So this is the Efficient. The Efficient has a little bit different design on the handle, as you can see right here. This one happens to be an OD green and black. You can change that, same steel. This only has a pocket position of left and right side, and it is only pocket tip up carry. But again, a really nice design. I do like the fact that they rounded out the edge, whereas the other two are a little bit more square. Okay, so that's also available, and those are pretty cheap as well. And then the last one is the Ambitious. The Ambitious is the tiniest knife that I've seen with Spyderco. They are pretty cool. It's basically the Tenacious and the Efficient, but just narrowed down or made smaller. Again, same type of steel, flat grind, all that kind of thing. But the curious thing is the pocket clip is the same, so they didn't shorten the pocket clip, which is kind of funny. But again, as you can see, it's the same size pocket clip. So if you're looking for something in different colors, and if you wanted to scale down the blade size depending on where you live, then you absolutely could do that. So you can't go wrong. So you have the Tenacious, you have the Efficient, you also have the, I'm sorry, this is the Tenacious, this is the Persistence, this is the Efficient, and this is the Ambitious. I know that's a lot of issues. Alright guys, so this is probably the smallest one on the table. This is the H1 Dragonfly. I think I heard Nothing Fancy rave about this blade, so that's probably why I got it. You're looking at $72. It has that H1 steel on it, so you can basically put this in the ocean or a jug of water and it'll never rust on you. Again, something this small, I don't know if I want to spend close to $100 with. It's also a 2.2 or 2.25 inch blade steel. All right, so it's not that long. It's very, very small, very, very lightweight. This would almost fit in an Altoids can. Again, I thought it was cool as a collector's piece. It does have the lock back design to it, but as you can see, it is super small. It's even smaller than this. All right, so again, to each his own if you like it. The Salt series is really nice. Again, I like the steel. They mostly come in black or bright yellow. Obviously, it's made for salt water. That's the whole idea behind the H1 steel. Seki City, Japan, and it does have a nice hollow point on there, so that's cool. I'm sorry, a hollow grind. Alright guys, this is called the Talisman. Alright, again made of that H1 steel. Again, I don't know if you can see the hologram that's on there. The H1 steel is, again, waterproof. Like I said, you can also get them in yellow if you like. This has that really nice bill hook on it. FRN scales for position for the clip itself. I have EDC'd this before. The blade itself, you're looking at about almost 3 inches, so it's like a 2.9, and again has that nice hollow grind, has that nice bill hook on it. Very, very easy to deploy, very lightweight, and you're probably looking at about $100. So that's really not too bad for what this is. And again, you can throw this in a bath of salt water and it won't rust on you. So really cool. Alright guys, so I want to talk a little bit about the Delica. The Delica design is primarily looks like this. You're probably going to get a VG10, and it does come with different colors. You can get all the colors you like. It's about a 3-inch blade, 4-position clip design, and again, you're going to get that standard clip. So that standard clip on these knives are going to look a little bit big, but there are so many colors and variations in the Delica. It's just, you can collect them all. There's like 7 different color configurations. This one happens to have the flat grind in blue and satin finish. This one is in orange. All right, same exact design, black clip right there. This one I also have is in stainless steel. So it's a stainless steel Delica, and again that VG10 with a nice hollow grind, or what we would call like a saber grind, not exactly a full complete saber grind. And I also have this one, which is a Warncliffe. So the Delica, it's just like that overall good EDC knife. VG10 is nothing to sneeze at. It's a very good steel. Again, 4-position FRN, and you really can't go wrong. You decide what blade type style you like and what color, and that's what's really great about the Delica. It's an awesome EDC. Alright guys, let's talk a little bit about some self-defense knives. This is the SPYDERCO Matriarch 2 lightweight VG10. It does have the FRN scales, and it does have the Emerson wave. I don't know if you can see that. It has the Emerson wave. If you're not familiar with that, what that allows you to do is when you deploy it out of your pocket, it gets stuck here and then it deploys outside of your pocket. This comes in a black and black, as you see here. It also comes without the wave, so if you don't want the wave, you don't need to have it. You can get it just a regular fashion. And this thing is kind of brutal. It's a little bit scary. The point is super sharp, and it comes in this serrated edge. This is basically made to rake and just flay open flesh. Okay, so be very careful with this thing, especially upon closing. What you don't want to do is have your fingers in the way and then have this come down and snap on your finger. It's definitely going to cut you. It has cut me before in the past. I did EDC this quite a few times, but for me, unless you're actually going into a hostile situation, you're probably not going to need this. Any of the other knives will do just as well, but again, this is basically for self-defense, and it is a brutal self-defense knife. And if you're looking for something like that, the Matriarch, you really can't beat it. You really can't. Oh, the number 2. I'm sorry, Matriarch 2. So, all right, guys. Last but not least, this is the SPYDERCO Citadel. It is an auto. All right, so you know, check your laws. Make sure you're allowed to have autos, which is kind of stupid. You can own a gun, but you can't own a auto knife. I don't know. So in any case, heavy-duty aluminum scales. This is mostly made for military and law enforcement personnel, obviously, but I don't see why you wouldn't want one of these. Really hefty duty. You can actually feel the swell inside your hand. It's really nice. They typically overbuild these type of knives. They are restricted to some states and some personnel, but they did add a lot of nice textured grooving in the aluminum, which is nice. This is a S30V, I believe. Yeah, CPM S30V. The blade length is about 3¼ inches long. I've EDC'd this a few times. I already scratched it up a little bit, but again, if you're looking for an auto, it's decent. It also has a little lock right here, so if you want to keep it in your pocket and make sure it doesn't open, you just engage the lock. Also, if you wanted to lock the button out so you couldn't close it, then you can also do that. Pretty decent little blade. One-hand opening. There's a lot of reasons to have a one-hand opening blade, and I highly recommend if if you're looking for something like that, this is definitely decent. It's called the Citadel, and it has a lanyard hole in it. Again, I never really used a lanyard hole on a folding knife. I think most people use it for those little fobs and those little scully things and that type of stuff. But SPYDERCO makes a decent product. These are out of stock. I think the MSRP on these are like $250, so they're not cheap. But if you can snag one, I would definitely do that. And that's the end of my SPYDERCO collection. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the camera back up and we'll finish. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it. That is a lot of SPYDERCOs. I didn't buy these all in one shot. This is through the years of collecting, and you can actually see that the SPYDERCOs, they don't always have a name on them. They're not printed anywhere except for the new FRN style. It actually tells you right here on the front of the knife. It tells you what kind of knife it is. And I'll continue to collect probably until the day I die, and then my kid will probably take all these knives and sell them on eBay. So that's sort of how it goes. I'm sure I got some information wrong, so if I got some information wrong, now's the time to correct me. You can go down in the comments and just type away until your heart's content. Sorry I messed up your day. I know there's a lot of guys that collect these things and they have a larger collection than I do, but these are outstanding, and I highly recommend SPYDERCO for folding knives. If you want a fixed blade knife, go to threeriverblades.com. Like, subscribe, share, and as always guys, please stay safe.